Timeline Chronics from the most extreme wrestling. I had previously covered Chris Jericho winning the AEW championship and promptly losing that newly crowned championship, not to another wrestler, but just straight up losing it. Like poof, gone, vanished. Chris Jericho didn't know what happened to it, so there was an investigation, not only with the Tallahassee Police Department, but also with Chris Jericho himself, while he enjoyed a little bit of the bubbly. There was some speculation as to who could have found this championship once it finally turned up. I speculated that it could not have been a wrestling fan, because a wrestling fan would have either kept it and not told anybody, or they would have flashed it all over social media and they would have promptly been busted. We did not see any such photos, and it turns out that this guy, Frank, a local resident, had found it in the middle of a turn lane while he's going home with him and his wife on I-20. They found this scuffed up velvet bag, and it was kind of heavy, and I'm assuming they thought, this doesn't feel like bags of Coke. This doesn't feel like bags of gold bars or bags of cash or some kind of weapon or dead animal or severed head. So, hey, let's not look in this bag and let's just take this on home. And once they went home and opened it up, they seen this huge championship. And as it turns out, they were not wrestling fans at all. They were joking back and forth that, this would be great for a Halloween costume. So they were clearly not fans. And when they looked up at the belt, they probably were looking at the exact same photo I was at the replica AEW championships on eBay, which was just hilarious. Now, they did post this championship belt on Craigslist, which is just funny to me that no one thought to look at Craigslist. I mean, I didn't look at Craigslist, but that would have been a good place to look. People weren't exactly thinking, ooh, Good Samaritan in this story. A lot of people were thinking that there was a little bit of questionable actions going on behind the scenes. We did not see any security footage from the airport or the limo service or anything. And that was suspect to me, because I feel like if somebody actually stole the belt, it would have been easy to have been like, okay, we dropped off Chris Jericho at this time, we pulled back in here, and if anything was taken out, it would be on footage and we would at least have a culprit or somebody to look at or investigate. But nothing like that happened. So what it seems like had happened is they left and the belt was on the back of the car and it fell off. It wasn't a turn lane, so that would make perfect sense. I know it sounds crazy that they'd put a nearly $30,000 belt, what was it, $29,250, and just place it on the back of a limo, but look, I've seen people go to Dairy Queen and get just the perfect Blizzard and put it on top of their car and drive away. I've seen people put cups, glasses, all kinds of things. I've done it myself. I have put things on the top of my car, drove a little bit, ran over them, and then been like, oh no. So it happens. And it looks like that might have been the case here, which is just funny and tragic all at the exact same time. Frank contacted the Tallahassee Police Department and turned this championship back in. They did investigate him. They actually got GPS data, text messages, emails, all from him, which is surprising. I didn't know that they'd actually have to dig that deep, but it was really cool of this Frank guy to be so helpful to the police and let them know all this. He probably had to, because they thought, hey, this guy might have stolen this stuff. But overwhelming evidence that he just found it and was like, what the heck is this? And ended up returning it. So at the end of the day, this guy has a great story to tell to all of his friends, and the AEW championship is safely back in Chris Jericho's hands. And AEW themselves actually had a backup championship, which I did not know that. So good on them. That is great that they actually had a backup championship, because that could have been pretty ugly. And I guess that is just a good lesson for just wrestling companies in general, that sometimes spending a little extra money to have a backup isn't a bad thing. Sometimes things get lost, things happen, mistakes are made. You have a lot of travel between the trucks and the wrestlers and all the different talent, everything that it takes to put a wrestling show together. It's okay to have a little bit of a backup. And Chris Jericho's got his belt back, all is right with the world, and look at this! We have a news article and a police story where something positive actually happens. So that's fantastic to hear, and I don't feel like Chris Jericho will make that mistake again. Hopefully he doesn't, because that would just be super embarrassing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys next time. Oh, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you would like to receive those notifications as soon as I post a new video, well, I think you know what to do.